Very bright. Should work. I think it's going to work. It's kind of bright, but I present to you the 2/3 of the way completed Christmas tree. Hello guys, it is Nika. Happy Tuesday. I hope your day is going wonderfully. Mine, great, heavily caffeinated, as you can tell. And a little dry, so I should probably get some water to make this video, but we're not gonna waste any time. We need to get right to talking about these jacks. Too many jacks. 3 minimum that I know of. And I wanted to address them all in one video because let's just get the jacks done and over with, because in my opinion, everybody's a suspect. But why were these young men cleared so quickly? And I know that I've talked about bias before, and that includes what people think of when they see you wearing a certain thing. So for example, this that I'm wearing today is much different than the cozy housewife Christmassy sweater I was wearing yesterday. So now you see me in, well, pretend I don't have Asics. Leather pants and like, you know, an open shirt. And I did this on purpose because I want to show you guys what people wear, how they carry themselves, who they know obviously affects how people are treated and how we think of them. So when you understand that, although in my opinion, it's not necessarily right that we judge people because they look a certain way, dress a certain way, their parents are certain people, but the reality is that we do, and we do it all the time. We do it based on somebody's looks, we do it based on someone's height, we do it based on someone's financial status. And when I think of these 3 jacks, and all of them had suspicious activity, yet they were cleared so quickly. And somebody tried to say that it's because I identify with Brian that I'm trying to defend him. I do not identify with Brian. I think we have nothing in common except maybe the hair. I don't know him, but I try to treat everybody as equal as I can, despite how they may look, despite of their financial status. And maybe I'm weird for doing that because I understand that a lot of people can't separate people from their status, from their background. But I always try my best to do that. And when I look at Jack S, sketchy. I mean, okay, first of all, Jack S, he was one of the last people to see 2 of the victims alive. So why didn't LE investigate him more thoroughly? Again, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Moscow LE. They had never seen such a horrendous crime, so they say. So they probably are inexperienced. But you're going to tell me that you are going to call Jack S over the phone? You're just gonna take his word over the phone? But you're not gonna show up in person. You're not gonna inspect him physically to see if maybe he has any cuts on his hands, any wounds. Why would you take his word? Moscow Ellie, I'm holding you accountable. Why wouldn't you drive over there in person? Is it because you maybe fear his parents' financial status? Because from what we've seen online, they're well off. Is it maybe possible that Moscow LE finds that intimidating? He said, you know what? We're not going to make a fuss. We're not going to make a scene. We know who this kid is. We know who his parents are. Let's just get it over with. Let's just cross him off ASAP. The last kid to see 2 victims live. When his coworker at the pizza place asked about his personality and says he has anger issues. He's known to blow up in anger. Okay. We are just supposed to blow that off like it's not something we should take into account. But when we see somebody like Brian, who can come across as socially awkward, we're just supposed to say, he's creepy looking. His demeanor is odd. But Jack S., we can't question, right? We can't question that he was a hunter. He may be great with knives. If you or anyone you know is a hunter, you know that you have to be pretty skilled with knives when it comes to butchering the animal. Is that something that maybe we should look at, Moscow Ellie? No? Okay, no, we'll just clear him because his parents. We know who they are. No, we don't want to upset them. Not them. Okay. Not only that, but Jack S. Again, last person to see them alive. What's his alibi? Oh, I just decided to go to my parents' hunting cabin. That's a 5-hour drive away. 5-hour drive away. Who does that? I think that's suspicious on its own. You're telling me that you left in the middle of a party and you just decided to drive 5 hours away. Yeah, that's not suspicious. Yeah, we're not going to question that. Okay. Let's move on to Jack K. Jack K. Weird posts on his Instagram where he's wearing a ski mask. Oh, bushy eyebrows. And allegedly, there was another account. I'm not sure if he changed his name recently. The other account went by Deadly, D-E-D-L-Y. Weird, disturbing drawings about people being unalived. Yeah. We're not gonna really look into him either. No way a frat boy could have done this. There's no way. Not like it doesn't happen all over the country. In fact, all over several countries. I just read of a crime that took place in Belgium. If you think that university students are not capable of committing such a horrendous crime, you need to get on Google immediately. Cases of SA against women, cases of SA within men, hazing, including drinking. till they unalive themselves. Cases of hazing where people are forced to take illegal substances until they unalive themselves. Sometimes being done on purpose, sometimes being frat people. Sometimes not realizing that, oh, we just unalive somebody because we push them to an extreme. And by the way, if you go on Google and you look up crimes that have been committed by fraternities, but also sororities, women are also highly toxic within sororities. Don't let a pretty face fool you. Just because somebody is beautiful and tan with blonde hair and light that shines in their eyes doesn't mean they are not capable of committing such an atrocious crime. And again, when you add alcohol or other substances into the mix, on top of that, the pride of being within a fraternity, being part of a sorority, people will do extreme things. By the way, in the military, hazing was a ritual. In the Navy as well. And they've also tried to do away with that. Because there were also things that happened within the military where hazing took place, where people were injured or unalived by others or themselves, on purpose or by accident. Anytime you have a large group of people and they identify with a logo or a group or a brand, the potential of those people to do something dumb skyrockets because they see themselves as part of that group versus thinking, I'm responsible for my actions. They're thinking, we're responsible, or they're responsible, or it's the fraternity, it's not me. Let's talk about Jack D, the ex-boyfriend. There's a short clip of a father grieving his daughter. And I am not a body language expert, but I'm going to read his body language because why not? We do it with Brian, right? He's clenching his jaw. He did it. He's angry. You can tell. He's full of rage. So you know what? If the internet wants to do that, I'm going to do it across the board. When I saw Jack D up there on stage, making eye contact with Steve, the father, I got a sense of, look at me. That's Jack D. I didn't do it. And Steve is just glaring, in my opinion, glaring at him like he just knows, maybe instinctively, that this kid was up to something, or he knows something. Not only that, but when Jack D was asked about his alibi, what did Jack D say? I'm sleeping. I was sleeping. Just a little frat boy. I was asleep by then. And then what happens? I tell you, the truth always comes out, doesn't it? It always does. I'm a big believer that the truth always will prevail. And yes, it is unfortunate. It can take forever for the truth to fully come out, as we've seen in this case. It continues to get dragged on. But when that food truck video was released, what did we see? Oh, look, it's Jack D. Weren't you supposed to be asleep? So you have these three Jacks with extremely bizarre behavior, some of them match some of the physical descriptions. Other ones allegedly have left the country. With their parents, by the way. Allegedly. I was not able to verify that. But to me, if that is true, why wouldn't you hand your DNA over? Why? If supposedly the internet is harassing you, blaming you, just like we're doing with Brian, right? Oh, but it's different. They're frat boys. It's the same. Why are these people not being questioned again? They were cleared way too quickly. Some of them even have white vehicles. Some of them were questioned over the phone. That to me is just, in what mind? I mean, I understand, yes, Moscow LE, continue to do your work if you're doing it properly, but from what I've seen so far, it's a hot mess. One of your prime suspects, who apparently has fled the country, drove to his parents' cabin 5 hours away. Yeah, that's not weird. Let's focus on Brian's jaw clenching in the courtroom instead. Let's not address the real suspicious behavior that's out there. Let's not address the disturbing drawings by this other Jack with crazy eyebrows. Let's pretend we don't know anything about that. Let's not address the fact that Jack D, the ex-boyfriend, lied about his alibi, allegedly. From sleeping to food truck video being released, we know he wasn't sleeping. There's timestamps. I'm covering these Jacks because I want you to understand the disparity in how people are treated and how bias affects how we treat others as well. And again, yes, this is about the case. Yes, this is about looking at all possible suspects, including innocent seeming frat boys, frat men, really, because they were all over 18. You're not a boy. That term boy to me makes it seem that they're not guilty, but they're not boys anymore. Legally, they're grown adults. And they should be questioned as such. And maybe it's possible that Moscow LE effed up very early on by pretending these kids, there was no way that they were involved. Maybe due to bias. Maybe they didn't want to deal with these wealthy people that have a lot of power. Maybe it's just easier to pin it on an outsider like Brian, who's socially awkward from what the internet likes to paint him as. I don't know him. Yeah, let's blame Brian, the incel, the weirdo. There's no way any of these 3 suspicious men could have done it. Or 2 beautiful blonde survivors. No way. Yes way. Am I saying they did it? Of course not. These are my personal opinions, my speculations. You wouldn't have this type of content without us speculating. So of course it's speculation, and treat it as such. I do expect you guys to be intelligent. Take everything you hear online, especially YouTube, Reddit, social media, with a grain of salt. including my channel. Everything. I'm not going to say I have all the information because I don't. At the end of the day, we're all just speculating here. Some people say we're treating it as a joke. We're not treating it as a joke. We're trying to get to the bottom of this. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, students in the area all over the country are actually safe, and that our court systems are doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is what? Holding responsible people and irresponsible people accountable for all their actions. Because there is no reason that innocent people should continue to be imprisoned in these systems. And if you don't think that happens often, you need to look up the Innocence Project, started by attorneys. Because so many people that work within our systems are aware that our systems are not perfect, and that there's too many loopholes, too many people with power, with money, and that bias exists, that not everybody's going to be questioned the same. So keep this in mind. Again, I'm not here to defend Brian or anybody else, and I'm not here to accuse anyone either. But I am here to question everything and to look at everyone's behavior. And I'm here to make sure that people with questionable behavior are looked into. It's a must. So, enough rambling. I'm hungry. Ramen noodles with hot sauce. Ice cream for dessert, probably. Let me know thoughts, comments, questions, constructive criticism. Let me know in the comments. Also, if you like the video, remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here for shits and giggles. I'm here because I heard of this case the day that it happened. I was celebrating a relative's birthday on that day, and immediately thinking something is sketchy. And I'm still in that same mental awareness. Still feels sketchy. Something is being hidden, and I fear it may be due to the people involved directly and indirectly in the crime. So, I'm gonna go eat now. You guys take care. Also, do you guys like pleather? This pleather has that fuzzy stuff, so it doesn't stick to your thighs like bubble gum, but I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Let me know in the comments below if you want to see me tomorrow. And if not, I'll probably just take a nap and drink water. So, take care.